Your turn, guys.
Today we will be arguing against the view that young people at the age of 16 shouldn't vote. Many young people are still growing and maturing at this age, and so, of course, their opinion or views are valid and valued. A lot of young people are influenced in what is clearly the wrong way and what society will generally view as wrong. Some example of these influences will be extremist, religious, and political potential, recruitment, and grooming. Gang culture, including influences that promote violence, peer pressure, sexualization, and human trafficking. All the reason why young people at the age of 16 shouldn't vote. Lack of having responsibility and experience within the working world and different social climate. At this age, they are still going through the puberty, knowing themselves, discovering and trying things. Politics will not be top priority for them. They are not adults, therefore, why should they be involved with politics when they have so much pressure on them from all different angles?
Okay, thank you very much, Francis. Now he's going to pass it on to one of his teammates.
Today I'm against why shouldn't 16-year-old be allowed to vote. In my opinion, a vote is a formal expression of an individual's choice, whether it benefits the country or not. In democracy, a government is chosen by voting in an election. A way for an electorate to elect is to choose among several candidates from the campaign to be the new government. So as I was saying, why shouldn't 16-year-olds be allowed to vote? It's due to the fact that voting is a huge responsibility. Each vote that is counted will determine who will be running our country. So which, therefore, for that reason, is why it's important for an adult to take that responsibility. And whereas a 16-year-old, they have other responsibilities such as education. Education is vital. It's most important for a 16-year-old at that time as they are preparing for their real GCSEs, and their focus must be towards the exam, not politics. So in conclusion, 16-year-olds shouldn't be allowed to vote as they are still making vital decisions for their future, whether they should make a career out of themselves, and many still are confused, which will end in this by should we really let 16-year-olds allowed to vote?
Thank you.
Thank you. Your turn.
18 is an age of adulthood, of legal independence, and unrestricted activities. Only legal adults should take the right to vote in a political process, because 16 years old are still considered legal children and not legal adults.
Okay, thank you very much, Team Justice Voices. Now I'm going to head over to my right, where we have Team Flexible Ideology. Can you please, each one by one, give your opening speeches? And remember to hold the mic quite close to your mouth.
Yep. Your turn, guys.
We're here to argue that 16-year-olds should be able to vote. There are many points as why 16-year-olds should be able to vote. For example, they're mature enough to be able to. Some people may not agree with this, but they're on their last year of school and picking which colleges they want to go to, and they're working their way into the adult world. In addition, as they become older, they become more busier, and with university, they might not have time to vote or register to vote. Consequently, parties are going to miss out on vital votes which could affect the future of the country. If you allow them to vote now while in school, authorities can register them, which is easier for them. If you involve them in politics at an earlier age, they'll stay interested throughout life. The more say they get in what happens, is the more educated they become in the political system.
Thank you very much.
16-year-olds can have an effect on the referendums. We know this from the votes submitted by the Scottish electorate for the EU referendum. During the suffragette movement, common arguments were that if women can't fight for the country, why should they be able to vote?
Yeah.
But now women can vote. 16-year-olds are in the army and they still aren't allowed to vote. Nowadays, 16-year-olds have phones, so they are up to date with current affairs, whether it's music or celebrities. They will have a knowledge about voting through social media. When we voted to leave the EU, social media blew up and teenagers were sharing their thoughts. This shows that 16-year-olds do care and they will be more interested and involved in the society if allowed to vote at 16. Voting is meant to be for opening your opinion and sharing your decision on how to develop the country. If 16-year-olds can't vote, they can't have a voice, and if there are problems that need fixing like tuition fees, they can't be heard. The UK is known by other countries for their democracy, and if 16-year-olds can't vote, what type of democracy is this? As they are young, they will also have fresh ideas which will help develop the country further.
Okay,
turn.
thank you very much. Now, Inaya.
In my opinion, I believe that 16-year-olds should be able to vote, mainly due to the fact that it will affect them the most towards the future. For example, the amount of taxes they have to pay could increase or decrease, or the tuition fees payments towards education. Unlike previous generations, these young people are much more informed about politics through social media and newspapers. This means that they will understand more about politics, which is a positive sign that they are mature enough to vote. At the moment, the younger end of the voting spectrum tends to be undervalued by politicians. Lowering the voting age means a whole wealth of young people could register to vote. The more young people registered, the more the parties have to actually wake up and listen to the needs and demands of young people. If all the 16-year-olds in the UK registered to vote, think about how much parties would want to harness the amount of power, resulting in more policies geared towards our generation.
Okay, so a huge thank you to both teams for giving their opening speeches. Some very good speeches that I've heard here on today's program so far. But that brings the end to our first phase of the debate. Our next phase is the actual debating round, where the teams will be communicating with each other in order to prove each other's points. And this will, of course, be being watched over by the judges, who will take into consideration everything that the contestants do so that they can come to a decision in the third and final round. But for now, we're going to have to take a quick break. Make sure you don't go away, because we've got a lot coming up after the break.
Yeah.